video, I make an artwork using Sharpies. I don't have a specific reason for doing this video, I just thought it would be fun and I have a load of Sharpies. If you've ever used Sharpies, you know that they do not blend in any way, shape or form. So for this artwork, I knew that to make it look good, I was going to have to rely on the contrast between the different colours to create depth and shadows. When coming up with the concept for this artwork, I had a few ideas I was bouncing between. The first was going to be a superhero, as I was inspired by seeing Endgame recently. The second was some kind of monster or mythological creature, because I could basically make it up as I went along, and the colours I was limited to would actually support that. My third and final idea, which is the one I went with, was a girl in touch with nature. This idea came to me because I recently started a new save in Stardew Valley. Stardew Valley is all about farming, raising animals and enjoying nature. I have around 300 hours of playtime across PC and Switch, so it's safe to say I really love it. I took to Pinterest, as I do when starting all my artworks, and I found this image of a girl with most of her hair down apart from having these two little buns. I thought they kinda looked like roses, so I decided to use the photo as a base idea and go from there. I'll link the image below if you'd like to use it. I ended up turning the buns into flowers and added the leaves to make them look a bit cooler. For line art, I used my Pigma Micron in 05 and chose to keep it thin and pretty simple. This is the same reason why I didn't outline that artwork in solid black, which I've done in my other pieces. I mean, yes, technically it didn't help that my black Sharpie was pretty dead, but the main reason was artistically inclined, I promise. I didn't want anything to detract from the Sharpies either, so I didn't do as much textured line art in the hair as I would do normally. I did have an idea to do coloured line art using my Stettler Tri-Plus coloured fineliners, but I really wanted to try and stick to only using the Sharpies for colour. I had two ways to go about tackling the skin tone. I could either go realistic or wildly colourful. I chose the former mainly because I didn't have a Sharpie in a pale enough colour, and using a rich colour would be too similar to what I had planned for the flowers. This brought me to 3 skin tone colours: pink, peach or brown. When testing the brown, I found that it was so dark, it really would be hard to make out any features. If I'd have had a light brown too, I would have been able to use them both and it would have looked fine. Alas, I did not. So I went with pink for the bulk areas and then peach for the darker areas. I made her eyes blue for no artistic reason really. I have blue eyes, so I gave her blue eyes. That's about it. I did kind of mess up though, and you can see me desperately trying to correct it. I accidentally used a metallic pen that was not a Sharpie. It was in the pen pot when I got the Sharpies out, and whilst I was in the zone, I just kind of used it. So technically I failed. Oh well. I originally was going to have the hair be the same colour as the flower buns, but I decided to make it a colour I wasn't planning to use elsewhere, so the rest of the flowers didn't get lost in the image. I chose blue hair, honestly, just because I really like blue hair. It's as simple as that. I actually used to have blue hair, but it was so hard to maintain, so I ended up giving it up. I used the darkest blue I had as the shadows, and then switched to more of a teal blue for the rest of the hair so that the contrast was clear and obvious. For the flower shapes, I wanted them all to be different so it would be a bit more visually interesting. I searched up simple flower designs and was bombarded with thousands of images to choose from. Pinterest really is an artist's best friend for reference images. When colouring the flowers, I purposely used multiple colours because I wanted the piece to exude fun and happiness. You would think I learned my lesson from the first time I did this, but no, I did it again. I used a bloody pen, it wasn't a bloody Sharpie. It didn't even turn out that good, so what was the point? I do not know what I was thinking. But next time I do one of these videos where I'm only using one art supply, I'm going to gather all my other supplies, padlock them in a safe, yeet the key into the canal, go out to my garden, dig a big hole and chuck the safe in it. For her clothing, I chose to keep it neutral and darker in tone so that the flowers could stand out better. I gave her a choker and a cozy little sweater. It also gives the character a little bit of edginess, which is nicely offset by the bright colours. I originally wasn't going to have any animals or creatures in the artwork, as I was trying to channel the crop growing aspect of farm life. However, I thought the butterflies kind of look like living flowers, and it would be nice for the character to be looking at one. Having the butterflies land on her also shows how in touch with nature she is, that they feel comfortable just being near her. After finishing the colouring, the piece looked a little flat, so I decided to go in with my trusty white gel pen and add some accents and highlights. When I look at older artwork before I discovered the beauty of a white gel pen, I find they all look so boring. I can't imagine not using it now. I really enjoyed working with the Sharpies. They aren't specifically designed for artwork, and because of this, I find that I feel more relaxed when using them. Almost like there are no expectations or rules to follow. It makes me feel like a kid again, just making art for the pure fun in it and not caring too much how it comes out. It's fun limiting yourself sometimes, at least with me. It forces you to get creative and to really stretch your imagination. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you have any suggestions for future videos where I can limit myself to a material, let me know in the comments down below. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and if you would like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it.